Secretary Booth, absent. Secretary Perkins, absent. Vice President McIntyre.
Present.
And myself present. We have 2 absent and 5 present. Secretary Perkins is not here. We're going to read the minutes. I will now call upon Vice President Laura McIntyre to read the district mission statement and the first statement in the standard practice.
It is the mission of the Flint School District to develop a community of learners who are prepared to live, work, and contribute in an ever-changing society. Flint Board of Education Standards of Practice. In order to provide outstanding leadership and better serve the Flint community schools, we, the members of the Flint Board of Education, commit to the following standards of practice. 1, we will be consistent in our dealings with each other, as well as students, staff, and community.
We will model trustworthiness and honesty in our relationship with each other, with our superintendent, and with our constituents.
We'll focus on a common goal of providing the best education possible for students in the Flint community schools.
We will respect the diverse views that each of us bring to the organization, as well as the view of others that we interact with as we carry out the business of the Board of Education.
We will be open and authentic with each other, our staff, and community.
As we work to make decisions, we will focus on issues, not personalities.
Our decisions will be student-centered and based on objectives and facts.
Phyllis,
Number 8,
Phyllis. We will.
We'll practice good listening skills to better understand our fellow board members and constituents.
I seek a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the February 19, 2025 regular board meeting and the February 2025 Board Finance and Operation Committee of the whole meeting.
So moved.
Support.
It been properly, excuse me. Are there any correction?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I noticed, it say 2024. Did you catch that, Pam? For February 20th? Yeah, no problem.
Are there any other corrections? Seeing none, the motion to approve the minutes from the February 19 and February 2025 regular board meeting and Board Finances Operation Committee of the whole meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. As I call your name, please say yes to approve the motion. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee Booth,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Rutherford,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
and myself a yes. 6 yes, 1 absent. The board will now hear comments from the public. We ask that you state the reason for the address in the board and that you limit your remarks to 3 minutes on the matter within the authority of the board and not address individual by names. The presiding officer of the board should have the right to limit the number of persons who may address the board on the same subject. Please state your name and address first before beginning to speak. If there's anyone from the public that would like to speak, please come forth.
Hi,
Hi.
excuse me. Nicole Essingang, I live in Huckleberry Lane. My son attends Nethercutt School. I'd like to know why it's closing, number one, Number two, why is it being kept quiet? Why are the parents being told it's supposed
Speak
to
up
be?
just a little bit more.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I couldn't hardly hear you.
Okay. My son goes another cut. I want to know why it's closing, number one. I want to know, number two, why parents are being told it's supposed to be hush-hush or not supposed to talk about it. And if all the kids are going to be transferred to one school, can that school accommodate all the children that are going there? How big are the classes going to be? If the kids are going to become, if the kids who are currently walkers going to become bussers, how is that going to be transitioned? My son is autistic, so he needs to have that inter-segue. You can't just say, hey, here's your new school kind of thing. So are we going to do a walkthrough to show parents and students, hey, this is going to be the new school, this is going to be the new system? I'm just wondering how that's going to happen. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your comments. And hopefully, we will have answered, excuse me.
Nicole's her name.
Hopefully, we'll have an answer to that. Those questions coming up with the superintendent, and could you please state your name clearly for the record?
Could you spell it?
Yeah. Nicole Lessingang, last name Lessaongang.
Thank you.
Yep.
Is there anyone else from the public that would like to speak?
Good evening, board members. My name is Chief Presbolinski, and I'm here to address the concerning comments made by Vice President Laura McIntyre at the last board meeting regarding Flint's community schools, its students, the military, and the NJROTC program. First, I reject your offensive claims that Flint students face only two futures, the military or the prison system. This rhetoric is false and insult to students, families, educators who work tirelessly for every child's success. Vice President McIntyre, your comments
Excuse me,
have...
point of information, we can't call out the names. We can't name the individuals.
We can't name who?
The individuals.
Vice President McIntyre?
Please, we have to refrain from using
Oh,
name.
well-
You can just say individual board member.
Okay. Individuals.
Okay.
It is clear that your position is to push politically biased beliefs rather than focusing on our students' needs and potential. Your characterization of the NJROTC program as predatory and a pipeline to prison is incorrect and undermines a program that has positively impacted thousands of students in Flint for over 40 years. These remarks are harmful and a calculated effort to advance your personal agenda and at the expense of our students. I'm going to provide information at the end. The NJROTC program at Flint Southwestern is about leadership, accountability, and preparing students for success in life. It's not about military recruiting. With over 300 of our 495 student population eager to participate in nearly 100% college enrollment rate upon my graduates, the numbers speak for themselves. Over the past 4 years, we only had 2 that enlisted in the military. Vice President, your refusal to visit our program despite numerous invitations says it all. Without meeting these students and seeing their achievements, you instead spread misinformation that dismisses their incredible achievements. Furthermore, your claims of military experience is false. My source confirms that your statements about your qualifications and expertise are unfounded. You did not train Navy SEALs. If you have, you would have never made the comments that you've made. Your lack of honesty undermines your arguments and raises serious questions about your integrity as a leader. If you cannot present truthful information about your background, how can the community trust for you to make informed decisions about our students? Your comments are an attack on the NJROTC program, the students, the families, the educators of Flint, and the service members who defend your right to speak freely. I understand the superintendent will be presenting my grievance letter today. I don't know if he's here.
He's out today.
Okay. While only state officials and voters can enforce action, I filed this to stand up for my students because a true leader means doing the right thing even when it's hard. The board, I urge you to consider the impact of allowing politically motivated rhetoric to oversee the real needs of our students. The students of Flint Southwestern, Flint schools, deserve leaders who uplift and empower them, not leaders who diminish their value with false narrative and personal agendas. In closing, can't state your name, I urge you to stop using this platform to advance your political beliefs at the expense of our students. I invite you and all board members to visit Flint Southwestern, meet the students, witness the program's transformative impact firsthand. And thank you all for your dedication to our students.
Thank you, sir.
Let's work together and let's try to stop doing all this polarized rhetoric. Thank you.
Sir. Is there anyone else from the public who would like to speak? Thank you, Mr. King.
It's also providing evidence that it's a politically biased attack. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to speak? Seeing none, we'll move to our next agenda item. I now call upon Chandra Cleese to present action items to the board. Human Resource Committee. Oh, go ahead.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 1.6, Personnel Recommendations.
So moved.
Support.
It has been properly moved and second. Is there any discussions?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Thank you. I'm looking at the homeless liaison attendance agent and analyst. This particular individual is a supervisor also. My question is, are the positions combined? She's currently a supervisor of 6 attendance agents.
Excuse me, could you come and speak on behalf of that?
Hi,
How are you?
doing
You
good.
might want to pull your mic a little closer or you turn it on, I'm not for sure.
Do you need me to repeat the question?
No, it's a combined position.
It's a combined position. I guess my concern is an analyst and a supervisor are completely different.
Right, they are.
So if she's supervising 6 individuals, how is that represented in here? Is that in the job description? Because this is a federal position, correct?
Yeah, it's in the job description.
So-
And it was based off what the employee was currently making, and it still resulted in an increase to their position of $5,000.
I guess my question to you is, with this being a federal position, and federal dollars is paying for this position, correct?
It's not a federal position.
A homeless, McKinney-Vento, that's not federal?
You mean the funding source?
This right here is McKinney-Vento, correct?
Right. it's-
Okay, federal, correct?
It'd be funded through the state.
No, McKinney-Vento is federal.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, there's a budget for that position. Okay, so with the McKinney-Vento is one position.
Right.
And supervising liaison, attendance agent, that's completely different.
Right.
So I guess my question is, how is that? The budget that was set for this position and also her supervisor position, that's what you came up with, or how did you come up
So-
with the $50,000?
So what happened, if we look at we have a scale set for analysts. So it was based off of what we have for the scale for a step 1 person that would actually, what they would make coming in. And we also looked at what the employee was currently making, which resulted in an increase.
So this is not a new employee to this position.
The position is a new position with the district, but the employee themselves is not new.
Okay, so with again, I guess I want to make sure I'm clear. This position, her duties are not new. The title has changed.
Right, the duties are not new. Well, I take that back. With the job description, there are some new duties that have been assigned within this position. So how it came about was the grants program director that we had, she had been talking to the state, and there were some things that we needed to do for compliance sake. So what she did was she took the job description that she had, she got the state to approve the job description, sent that back to us, and then what I did was I looked at the W-2 that the employee had, which we have the ability to do that since it's a contracted position that we have an agreement with. And we looked and we were able to determine on the scale what should that position look like, which still resulted in an increase for that position.
I guess my question to you as the HR director is it doesn't look like you took into account her degree, her bachelor's degree, her years of doing the job. Also, she's a supervisor. That figure right there does not reflect a person that's bringing this to the table, and she's already, she's been in the district, but this position, federal position, requires the person to be a district employee. As the HR chair, I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, when you're dealing with federal dollars, that salary is concerning to me, because it's as if this individual, she should never be on step one because she's been doing this job for, I think, what's the last 3-4 years. So that's not a step one person. So that's my concern, is I want individuals to, their experience and education to be reflective in their pay, especially when it's a federal position and federal dollars are being used, because federal positions have a budget for that salary. So we just want to make sure that that budget is being represented in that. So that's my concern, that that's not happening. Thank you.
Are there any more discussion? Seeing no further discussion, to motion to approve resolution 1.6, personnel recommendations will be conducted by a roll call vote.
Madam Chair, we can barely hear you.
As I call your name,
I don't know if your
repeat
mic
that
is
for the
working.
record, please. Seeing no further discussion, the motion to approve resolution 1.6, personnel recommendation, will be conducted by a roll call vote. As I call your name, please say yes or no to approve the motion. Trustee Rutherford,
No.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Booz,
Yes.
Secretary Perkins is absent, and myself, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1 no, and 5 yes.
It's pathetic.
I seek a motion and a second from the board to approve Resolution 1.7, Addendum to Establishment of NJROTC Unit.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to approve item 1.7.
It has been thank you, Ms. Booth. It's been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion? Proceed, Vice President.
Yeah, so I would like to just clarify some statements and misstatements that seem to have been taken out of context. The first is that my objection to the NJROTC is structural. It's not politically motivated. And the response from the military and the news media, frankly, underscores the importance of education and critical thinking even more than ever, given the clear lack of understanding. And I'm hoping it's just like an innocent misunderstanding, but I see this as their stance as being very divisive and rhetorical. This isn't a political statement. As a sociologist, I'm just pointing out the fact that we don't have an international baccalaureate program. We don't have sufficient AP classes. We don't have dual enrollment with the University of Michigan Flint. And structurally, this is addressing why I am not voting for this.
Point of information.
Yeah.
Are you aware of we approved dual enrollment a month or two ago?
Yes, I'm talking in general, the fact that we have not had it systemically over the time that we've had
Okay.
this. Again, listening and reading is fundamental.
Yeah, but you say it was
That's not true.
So,
not true at all.
Okay, let's not speak. You have your turn to speak and address.
Thank you. I
Thank you.
appreciate that.
so as a sociologist, and as somebody who is, has the scholars, the students, the parents, and the community at the forefront, this is my position. This is what I was elected to represent. And again, if it's not taken out of context and used as divisive rhetoric, if you look at how things are structured, how inequality and race and classism are reproduced in the school system, it is evidence-based, just to show that having NJROTC and other programs, including Greek programs, are part of a prison industrial complex and part of a school-to-prison pipeline. If people want to have more of a discussion, if they want to have more reading or more information, it is certainly available and out there. I'm just trying to do my due diligence as an elected official to make sure that Flint scholars have the best that is available. I don't object to having these programs as an extracurricular outside of the school. I don't think that, given the military's budget, that we should have to contribute even half of the price for that. So that, my objections have been on record over the years. They're clearly stated. And to come after me personally, to mischaracterize me as a person and as my credentials. I worked at National University in the 90s. I taught at the Marine Corps and Reserve Depot and the 32nd Street base, in addition to other military bases in San Diego and around the San Diego area. And yes, I did teach Navy SEALs and sailors and Marines and enlisted servicemen sociology classes, humanities classes, film classes, and a variety of different classes through National University on those military bases. So yes, I did.
Okay.
End of story. Moving on, if anyone wants to contact me directly, you have my information, and you can, and I encourage and welcome discourse. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee King?
Yeah, I would say, like I've been saying for a while, that our words that we speak across the microphone have an impact throughout the district and the community, right? I've always said that. And it's important that we may have disagreements with certain things, but knowing the weight of our words and how it could send ripples through a district and a community, as we see with leadership nationally, regionally in the state and locally, right? As it pertains to the subject, the subject at hand, which is NJROTC,
Madam Chair.
I was fortunate able to attend one of the classes, not fully attend, but check out one of the classes when I toured Southwestern. I think it was last year. Program Thriving. One of our scholars that came up here that went to the HBCU tour, Latangene Stewart is her name. She was a part of NJROTC. Fine young lady that was in the program, excelling, doing what she had to do. She went to going to HBCU now. That's what this program allows our students to do, right? I'm an advocate of NJROTC. I disagree with my colleagues' comments. Sometimes I maintain that silence is complicit in some cases, right? And some of the words that have been said, I don't want to be misconstrued, that them are not my views. And I know the community didn't elect us to disagree with NJROTC when we have bigger things to do, in my personal opinion, as it pertains to dual enrollment. As we, again, our words matter. We do have dual enrollment. We all approved that item a month or so ago. We approved that. We're moving in the right direction, but to keep the notion of saying we don't have certain programs, let's make the effort to get these programs back, which we have started with dual enrollment, with U of M, right? We've done these things. I can't sit back and say, and just let some comments go because, like I said, one, I think is being complicit when you're silent, but also, if we don't speak up to some of the inaccuracies of statements, we let the community and district think that's okay. In my opinion, no, I don't agree with that. I know what NJROTC does. I've seen it in action, and I will be back to see it in action again because I know from firsthand, personal knowledge, right, how they able to teach our kids discipline. We can talk about sociology and how Flint, lacks that in some cases with our kids. We can talk about that. That could be a good topic. But to bash an organization that is helping Flint kids, not tearing them down, not demeaning them, but giving them simple discipline, but other values to grow up and to be a productive citizen is wrong, in my opinion. So I want to be the board member to commend NJROTC and the work they're doing. Is everything perfect? No, right? Nothing's perfect. But I just want to sit back and be complicit and silent because I disagree, but I want to make sure I clearly say I disagree with those comments. Thank you.
Trustee King. Trustee Lona?
Yeah, what can I say? So I think our role as a Board of Education is to create the environment for students to succeed in school, life, college, skilled trades, the military and beyond. And this program, I'm going to support it tonight again for a second time, but this program is just one of those opportunities for kids to thrive. So I'll speak from personal experience. My younger sister, Yolanda, she was a part of this at Southwestern Academy, and then she finished it. She really enjoyed the experience. She then went to serve us in the Navy for, I think, 6 years. And now she had just started college this past fall, thanks to the opportunity that she got from both this program and also from her service in the Navy. But that's her choice. I chose to go to Michigan State. Other sibling chose to join the Army straight from high school. He didn't do any ROTC while he was in high school. But my point is this. Our words do matter. We shouldn't demonize choices that students have at them. Matter of fact, we should provide them more choices, whether it be ROTC, it be the arts. We just approved dual enrollment. I would love to bring back the IB program back to our district, but to not recognize that students have choices and that students actually choose these choices, because from my understanding, I think about 6 months ago, this program was busting at the seams with students who wanted to do it. So I'm going to affirm those students who made that choice to be part of that program. I'm going to affirm the families that encourage their students and supported those students to be in that program. And I'm going to affirm the folks who are the instructors and teachers in that program. I'm not going to get involved in what this person said, but I will say for me, I come from a family of diversity, whether it be in the military, like my father who did 20 years in the Navy, my brother who served 9 years in the Army, or my sister who's active duty right now, or my other sister who chose to play basketball in college for several years. We have choices, and I want to make sure our students have choices, not focus on some theory or what we think that we can affect at our board level. At this level right here, we have a choice to benefit students and give them opportunities, and that's within our circle of control. So I support this tonight, and I want to make my position clear on that.
Trustee Rowe, thank you. Trustee Lona?
Thank you. I think for me, the concern is we've had in the last month 2 individuals come before the board seeking an apology from mentioned individual. And we had an employee come before with a complaint and provided, like this gentleman did, provided documentation and so did the terminated employee, but no one paid attention. I guess my question is, there's a culture of ignoring erratic behavior. And as a board,
Point of,
I'm still
point of-
germane
no,
to
point
the
of order,
subject.
Point of order.
What?
Your discussion should go
It's
to the
germane, ma'am.
NROTC.
It's in ROTC. It's the same thing, if you allow me to finish. It's germane
It's
to it.
not, Melanie.
Yes,
No,
I'm
it's
looking
not,
at his
trustee.
data that he submitted.
We're not talking about his
I-
data, we're
again,
talking about the
as
agenda.
individual
We're going
come
into
to
a
the
different
mic.
area,
You gonna let me
trustee.
finish, or you go defend your friend?
I'm not defending my
Okay,
point.
thank you.
I'm trying to
So,
redirect you to the
When an
agenda
officer
item.
of the Navy, a chief of the Navy, comes before the board and feels insulted, inflammatory, baseless, and deeply offensive comments, that's recorded. It's obvious that verbatim, he went and typed what he heard. I think there comes a time where an apology just needs to come out. Sometimes you just gotta apologize. Because everyone's not wrong. Everyone's not wrong. And as a board, we should be able to correct wrong and move on, not look the other way because it's someone that's dear to us. Wrong is wrong regardless of who's doing it. And as a board, I'll really stress to my colleagues to be consistent and fair with what you're saying and doing. Wrong is wrong. And I just don't like the favoritism. Somebody you like, you look the other way. No, you're wrong. So let's do better. And we have to address this. ROTC is where that's where you get correction at. Our students deserve that. They make that decision. It's for us to provide opportunities. It's up to the students to do it, not us. And we should not utilize our position to promote our personal agendas. That's not what this board is for. It's to promote the betterment of this district. And when we get outside of that, we must address that to get them back in their lane. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more comments? Everyone. I'm going to be the last to speak as it relates to NJROTC. I'm going to speak on behalf of my deceased son, my 4 brothers, all deceased, and my dad. But I'm going to talk about my son, and I promised him this. During the 70s, down in Detroit, when an African man was rounded up and sent to prison back and forth, the only thing as a single mom I had was the ROTC. They made a gentleman out of Joseph. Joseph John ROTC, they changed his behavior because he was angry. They taught him how to handle his behavior. He went from the 9th grade to the 12th grade, never getting suspended, did not go to military, ended up with this Coleman Scholarship Fund. The ROTC program was very helpful in the era that I came up in because a lot of young men lost their dad to prison. And if you was old enough to remember, it was tragic. That's when the prison system became for profit. They had to put bodies in the system. So I support the ROTC, especially with single moms, with young boys. They need that discipline, and some of the girls. I have no problem with it. My brothers now went through it. I have my nieces. She came up in poverty, ended up a master in education through this same program that gives sometime our community something that's been taken out. It's not, in my opinion, it's not about pipeline to school. Sometimes it's a pipeline to keep from going to prison. So I will be supporting this here. I believe in it. I think that it does work for certain sets of people that believe in it. That's my opinion. Seeing that there is no more discussion, we will conduct a roll call vote to Resolution 1.7. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee Booth,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
No.
Trustee Relaford,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
and myself a yes. 6 yes, 1 no.
Thank you.
Proceed.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 11.3, authorization to purchase boiler system equipment.
So moved.
Support.
It has been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion? Seeing no further discussion, a motion to approve Resolution 11.13, authorization to purchase boiler system equipment will be conducted by a roll call vote. As I call your name, please say yes or no. Secretary Perkins absent. Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Trustee Relaford,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Booth,
Yes.
and myself, yes. 6 yes, 1 absent.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 11.4, authorization to purchase boiler pumps.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to approve item 11.4.
Support.
It has been properly moved and second. Is there any discussions? Seeing no vote. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee Booth,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Relaford,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
and myself, yes. 6 yes, 1 absent. Board committee as a whole. Wait a minute,
11.5.
11.4, 11.5. I believe we're going into,
No, 11.5.
Authorization, food service, vehicles.
let me see here.
You don't have it?
The last one that I have for, I have a 21.4. Do you have 11.5? Okay, go ahead and read that.
Oh, she got it. Do you have it? You got it? Okay. Thought you said you didn't, sorry. Okay.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 11.5, authorization to purchase food service vehicles.
Support. I second. I second.
It's been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion? Seeing there's no discussion, the motion to approve Resolution 11.5, authorization to purchase food service vehicle, will be conducted by a roll call vote. Secretary Perkins is absent. Trustee Booth,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Relaford,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
and myself a yes. 6 yes, 1 absent.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 21.14, Schools of Choice Plan, Section 105.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to approve item 21.14.
Support.
It's properly moved and supported. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
just clarification for me, maybe one of my colleagues can just help me. How is the school of choice impacting our attendance, positively or negatively? 'Cause- Go ahead.
Can I answer, Madam Chair?
Proceed, Trustee.
So, the state of Michigan is a very pro-school choice state, which in layman's terms allows a resident family to go to a neighboring district that is not their home district or attend a charter school in the state. However, the district the student chooses to attend can impose limitations on the number of students or if the student has discipline issues, et cetera. However, each district has to reaffirm that we must follow that state school choice law.
Okay. So it's a requirement?
It's a requirement. It's like, you know how a couple times a year we sign on different federal and state statutes? We just give them our official blessing, but we have to sign them, or it could put us at risk for funding in certain instances. This is different, though, but I'm just giving an example, a
Gotcha.
broad example.
Okay, because I know
Yeah.
Grand Blanc opted
Yeah,
out.
yeah, to be clear, this is different.
So this is something completely different.
Yes.
That's why I was getting clarification. Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Are there any more discussions? Seeing no further discussion, the motion to approve Resolution 21.14, School of Choice Plans, Section 105, will be conducted by a roll call vote. Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Trustee Rutherford,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Booth,
Yes.
Perkins is absent, myself, yes. 6 yes, 1 absent.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve item 21.15, lease agreement for Flint Soapbox Derby.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I make a motion to approve item 21.15.
Support.
it's been properly moved and second. Is there any discussions?
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I think, Trustee King,
Yes.
I've heard of the soapbox derby. Can you enlighten on the benefits of that being inside the district in one of the repurposed schools? What's the benefit for the
Is-
district?
Is Kevin, is it okay?
Is it okay if
Kevin
he
Cohen,
answer me?
The director to come, is it okay?
yeah.
Kevin,
Oh,
It's soapbox here. Could you
Yeah,
please come
Kevin,
forward?
oh,
Kevin's here.
come on. Why don't you have him come up? I didn't read it. I want to hear him talk. Have him come on. Come on.
Come right here.
Oh, I don't need you now. Correct. I don't need you now. What's his name?
How you doing today?
I'm good, how are you? Good
We
evening.
have a board member that has, any other board member have any
Hi, Kevin.
concern?
Hello, how are you?
See,
How are you?
Trustee Rutherford.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm great, how are you?
Good. Can you tell me about the soapbox derby?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a program, we've been in existence since 2019. We provide hands-on STEM learning in a collaborative environment that builds community partnership. We ultimately want to use the track, Corona Derby Downs is right behind Flint Southwestern High School, where we do our soapbox racing. But most importantly, what we do beyond that is the STEM concept where we build the cars collectively through a series of workshops, which we're going to use at Pierce, the reason that we're hoping for the lease agreement. And from there, we also want to provide additional STEM programming throughout the summer and throughout the school year, specifically for Flint scholars, Flint kids, and anybody else throughout the community that can come to Flint, take part in our programming, race at Corona Derby Downs eventually, and take part in any other activities that we have that really provide community collaboration and cultivate interest in the future and skill sets that are critical for the future workforce.
Awesome. So is this year round?
It will be year-round. Right now, it's not because we don't have the capacity to.
Okay.
Once we're able to have that capacity, it will be year-round. And that likely will be, hopefully, beginning this year.
Is it limited to Flint students or countywide, whosoever, whomever?
It's not limited to anybody. We prioritize
Okay.
Flint students,
Okay.
and we go out of our way to make sure that Flint students don't have to pay a cost for it.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
So there's
Yep.
no,
There's no cost at all for
Financial
Flint
hardship
students,
at
yeah.
all.
If somebody wants to come from out of state, and they're more than welcome to take part, but they're gonna have to pay their own way then too.
is there an annual race where we could attend and cheer from
Yeah,
it?
yep, there is an annual race. This year it'll be Saturday, May 31st at Chevy in the Hole.
Now, you know, they did a lot of renovations at Chevy in the Hole.
They're right on the street. We shut down the city street. You know, there's 2 lanes, and we have, one car in each lane racing against each other. It's a very fun day. It's a very fun activity as well, too. And then our workshops, and also what we intended to do through this lease agreement is to build those cars in advance of the race, utilizing local schools and kids. They'll build them collectively through our workshops, and then a race day is when they'll take part in that activity.
Oh, good. All right, well, best to you.
Yeah, thank you
I
very
like
much.
that. Uh-huh.
Are there any more questions? Trustee Luna, did you have anything?
No, I don't.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion to approve item 21.15 lease agreement, Flint Soapbox Dairy, will be conducted by the roll call vote. Trustee Booth,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Relaford,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
and myself, yes. 6 yes, 1 absent.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve item 21.16, lease agreement, Ballet, Folklorico, Lorico?
Good job.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion to approve item 21.16.
Support.
Is there any discussions?
Madam Chair, is she here?
No, she's not.
Representative here?
There's no one in the audience here. Is there any more discussions?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, I would just kind of share a bit about the organization from my experience with them from their website. So, El Ballet Folklorico Estudiantil is a nonprofit organization focused on preserving the Mexican culture and enriching the lives of children through music, dance, and education. And they've been in the community for over 25 years. The director has been really involved in the bilingual program within Flint Community Schools. I spoke to her yesterday. She supports us proving this tonight. She does a lot more than just dancing. They teach character in the organization. They do language classes for both English speakers and also Spanish speakers who want to learn English. And just to be completely honest, you know, much like Mr. Cronin said, they do education. We have STEM with him, and we have cultural and the arts with her. That, to me, is a pipeline into our schools that's unique, that's not offered at other districts and charter schools in the area. And if you read through the lease, it says specifically that Flint Community School students would have a discount if they enrolled in the program, as opposed to other students who are not in our schools. So I'm gonna support this, and I think it's it's our first toe in the water when it comes to repurposing property and working with nonprofits who offer programming for the community and students. But as we move forward to pass this policy, hopefully next month, because we didn't get it back from the attorneys, I think that will give us guidance about how to best approach this, and how to do it better in the future.
Okay, thank you. Is there any more discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I would definitely support this because, repurposing buildings and being able to apply funding to our debt is a win-win for me. So I applaud the repurpose of buildings that we deemed necessary to repurpose and to allow the community to benefit from the properties is a win-win. So I just look forward to us continuing to do great work, but also including the community in the things that we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more?
Yes, I would like to know, where will this program be housed? What school?
Pierce.
Pierce, this is also Pierce. Is that correct?
They're gonna be, we're leasing the space to them at Pierce.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, I think it's beyond time that we did more integration with the Latino community. And as Trustee Luna stated, to me, this isn't just about arts and culture. This is about STEM as well. This involves music. This involves, a lot of different skills. So just to dismiss, not dismiss it, but just to say, oh, it's just it's arts and culture. It involves language. It involves mathematics. And this organization has been around for over 2 decades. And this is a first step in ensuring bilingual education and hopefully, creating something that is more integrated into the community and is long-lasting and involves, dual language learners, which we so desperately need in this society. So I definitely will be approving this, and I'm very excited about this. And I hope that I know it's replicable and scalable, and they're doing us a favor, really, by coming into our district and providing this service, this wonderfully rich culture. And so I extend my thanks, and I'm grateful to El Ballet Folklorico for doing this. Thank you.
Thank you. Just for the public information, as you listen to us talk about lease, one of the commitment that the board tried to make that when we close school, we no longer will leave that building empty year after year. Property value goes down, and it creates a lot of problems. As difficult as it was for us to close that school, it is also challenging us to bring individuals in. We got to lease space. I had 3 or 4 more calls from other people in the community that wants to serve the community and have them an opportunity to come in and lease some of that space. I think the auditorium has been taken, the gym has been taken. I have a couple of people wants to look at doing a community garden. And so it's kind of going to look like it's appeared to be something like a community hub. And this is new for us, but what we're trying to do is keep our word, what we said that we was going to do, and not leave that place over there empty, because it's a solid community. And so if you have any information or wants to know about this, Trustee King is our chairperson over planning and repurposing, and you can reach out to him or reach out to Kevin Jones if you're looking for space to run your business. We do not insure your business. You have to have your own bond. You have to be bonded. Superintendent made that clear. We just renting out of space and trying to get enough money to cover at least the utilities and things that's over there. And that's just to make sure that, we keep it up and running. So you're more than welcome to contact us, the board, like these individuals done, and you have 2 or 3 more contacted me this weekend. So we don't want this to be a surprise that we're selecting certain people. Who is going to be is just you have to go through the process, and we do involve legal, but you are responsible for your own bond and your insurance. Seeing that there is no
Wait,
other-
Madam Chair.
Proceed.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a few minutes of context for this. So, again, we're in the midst of adopting a policy to better govern this process.
Yes.
So that's in the works now.
Speak up a little.
But, okay, is that better? Is that good? All right, cool.
Okay, good.
So again, we're in the midst of developing the policy to govern this process as it
Okay.
relates to leasing and the sale of property. But I do want to be clear about this. Number one, we're talking about repurposing either recently closed schools or soon-to-be closed schools that we approved a year and a half ago. But I want the public to know the further context of this. So there's this conception that we've put all this money and effort into the Central Whittier campus, which that has taken a lot of our effort with our partners. But to be clear, we've invested $140 million in schools like Potter on the east side, schools like Doyle Ryder, just north of downtown, other schools in every quadrant of the city. I think most recently, that's most prominent, is the Brownell Homes pre-K through 8 campus on Carpenter Road, or that's not right on, but near Carpenter Road on the north side. Because there's been so many years of neglect and not doing this the correct way, we've had to address blight, whether it be through demolition, through leasing or sale. So we're working with someone to buy a school on the west side for hopefully housing. That's public information. We've demolished one school on the east side on Vernon, and we're working with folks in Lansing to demolish schools across the city, including McKinley on the south side, Stewart on the south side, and others on the northwest side, Northern and Anderson. So we're taking this approach, but you have to understand this is 2 decades worth of not making right decisions, and it takes a lot of money, time, and planning, and that's why we have the policy to guide us, the administration, and the community. So I know there's a lot of angst about soon-to-be closed schools, but we are working behind the scenes with our partners, with the community, and with other parents and faculty and students to make sure it's done in a responsible way that's community-driven, with the student at mind and in first. So we definitely can take feedback in that process. I'm a person who thrives on feedback, but we are doing this in a very proactive, intentional way.
Thank you. Seeing no further discussion, the motion to approve item 21.16, lease agreement for Ballet, will be conducted by a roll call vote. Board members, I call your name, please say yes to approve the motion. Trustee Boo,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Rutherford,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
and myself, a yes, 6 yes, 1 absent.
I seek a motion and second from the board to approve Resolution 25.1, authorization to sign memorandum of understanding with CDF Freedom School for Summer School Pilot 2025.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I make a motion we approve action item 25.1.
Support.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I would have a question.
Trustee Luna, and
I would just be curious. I know some colleagues met with the director of the program. Could they share how that meeting went? If they would like to.
any board member want to talk about the meeting we had Saturday, because we had questions? Do you have any discussion?
If not, that's fine. I just wanted to have some
Okay.
kind of feedback about how it went. Okay, good. Well, I think I'm set. I got my answers answered in the packet and also from last week from the speaker, so I'm good. I'll be supporting this.
I appreciate it.
Board members, there any questions?
Oh, no. I just want to make a comment. I want to make sure I'll be supporting this with my vote, but I am elated to fully support this, to have this program that's, taught in Flint as a community, but housed in Flint schools makes me smile, right? Talking about the opportunities for Flint kids, providing opportunities, and this is a good opportunity for our kids, and I'm glad to fully support this tonight.
Appreciate it. I'm incredibly excited about this partnership.
Any more discussion?
I am very impressed with the fact that this program has been offered throughout the state of Michigan and other states. And I didn't know that until I, had a chance to talk with the program director. And I like the fact that it closes the reading gap through the summer months. So the kids can have an opportunity to learn throughout the summer, which I think is important for the kids to learn outside of the classroom.
Absolutely. There's a rich history with the Freedom School model, and in addition to that, some of their greatest strengths are also in parent and family engagement, which is a gap that will be greatly filled by their expertise in those areas.
I agree.
Thank you.
So I'm excited to be embarking on this collaboration with this iteration of the Freedom Schools. I think Freedom Schools, as Ms. Fields pointed out, has a rich tradition and a rich history, and we used to have Freedom Schools with Dr. E. Hill Deloney, and this is, while not exactly the same program, it's in the spirit of that type of program, and it's about time that we've integrated a Freedom School model into the Flint community schools, and so I'm grateful that it's coming from our own initiative and our own scholars. We have a brilliant group of young women and men who are dedicated, and this is their heart's passion. This isn't just about providing an educational service. This is about changing a way of life, changing the culture, revolutionizing the school system, and speaking about, anti-school to prison pipeline information. This isn't rhetorical, or this isn't political rhetoric. This is just real evidence-based pedagogy in practice. And so I am really glad to be supporting this and seeing this. This is the kind of program and opportunities that we need for our scholars. So thank you to Ashley and crew, and I don't know if could we have them come up and out of here,
Yes, they are.
I believe. Is it? Come on, Ash. Is it?
And also, as they.
Please.
Yeah.
And you're welcome, you're welcome to bring the
Ms.
kids
Bill,
up.
they can come on up, they can sit there. You're, yeah, thank you. Hi, everybody, hi.
Hi.
Where's the baby at?
Yeah, and you were, okay, all right.
Okay.
Because I love how they integrate
You need a
intergenerational.
seat, Ms. Bills?
Yeah. Yes, and we have intergenerational leadership. We have another one of the committee or the board, so to speak, probably running down the halls as we speak. And that's exactly what education is about. Children should be seen and heard and believed and included. So, I mean, unless they're running down the hall because they got better things to do, right, than this boring stuff. So let me hand it over to you because you can say it much better than I can, and thank you so much.
It's on you. She's very emotional, she's very excited,
That's what we want.
yes.
Oh, wow.
And while you're composing yourself together, I want to let the board know that they are interested in taking the office space over at Pierce School. So we are looking forward to working with you and then getting you through the lease with Teray King, and put the lease in and here to talk with you about that. I heard you cry and you wanted the office over there at Pierce, so anyway, go ahead. Anybody have any question or you want to explain your program?
I'll try to be very succinct. This is more than a decade worth of planning and preparation. We've been here, we just don't, we don't promote ourselves. We try to do the work. We really love each other. We really love this city. My mom was a teenage mom when she had me. I remember learning to ride my bike in the parking lot of Northwestern. I still got property over on Margin. Like, we really are Flint. We really are from here. And so what I would like to say is that we're grateful for the opportunity. And I would like to say that we play well in the sandbox. We are not the experts on Flint youth or Flint educators or Flint administration. Each of you all and our youth and our families are the experts on those things, but we do people. So we're grateful for this opportunity where we can serve as someone who can really just support the necessary collaboration, who has a dynamic understanding of the curriculum and of people to make those things happen. I won't keep talking, but if there's anything specific that you would like for us to say aside from thank you, I would be more than happy to respond.
I understand your passion and your excitement and just tears of joy, not sadness, that you worked so hard to get to us. Yes. And we just, whatever you need from the board to make sure that you're successful, we will help you. We spoke Saturday. I don't know what else to say. You guys are just fabulous. So is there anybody want to discuss anything?
Yeah, I'm all set. I read the packet last week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you.
I'm fine. I'm very familiar with Freedom School, so you guys have my full support. If it's anything I could do, I can fold paper and staple packets. So anything I can do to help, I'm here to help, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
And I would also like to say, I grew up hearing stories about Mama Deloney, of how she was somebody who looked out for my mom when people judged her, when people didn't understand what she had to go through just to raise me. And so I would just like to say, while our model is not the same model, and I'm not going to stand here like we had all these plans with Mama Deloney, because we didn't. We just wanted to sit at her feet, and not scare her away with, all of this. We carry that with us, and for as long as we exist, we will always acknowledge her legacy and what she has poured into this community. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ms. Field, as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion to approve Resolution 25.1, authorization to sign the memorandum of understanding with CDF Freedom School for summer school pilot 2025 will be conducted by a roll call vote. Trustee Booth,
Yes.
Vice President McIntyre,
Yes.
Trustee Relaford,
Yes.
Trustee King,
Yes.
Treasurer Luna,
Yes.
and myself, yes. 6 yes, 1 absent. Thank you very much. Now we will have remarks from individual board members. Do any board member have any comments before we adjourn?
Madam Chair?
Trustee King?
I want to commend my colleagues for, it's been a long time coming when we talk about addressing the blight in our community, right? You know, when we got on the Board of Education together, we talked about no more leaving repurposed buildings just out and open, right? This is a step in the right direction by approving the 2 lease agreements today. Would not be the last lease agreements, you know, in the future, but this is a step in the right direction because we know, right? We all live in the city of Flint. As the residents already, you know, been talking about our blighted properties, right? So this is one step in saying, hey, let's address this. Let's make sure this Pierce Elementary does not become a blighted property. And I just want to commend my colleagues. Today was a good day, and I think we should share this publicly and make sure our community know we're not leaving Pierce to rot and sit, and no further will we leave vacant properties or repurposed properties in the future to be sitting idle. Thank you.
Madam Chair?
Trustee Rutherford?
Okay, thank you. I just want to address the article, was it Each Village magazine, and the data that he had highlighted. And it's no secret that Flint Schools is behind. However, several of us board members, we had an opportunity to go down to Mississippi and with the Green Educational Service and observe the work that they've been doing. I believe Green Educational Service has been working for 17 years, but however, they've been in the districts. One of the districts had been in conservatorship, in other words, taken over by the state twice, and they were able to get them, I want to say within 3 years, to a B, 7 points away from an A. What I witnessed personally was intentionality, if you will. Students were engaged in knowing where they were, what number they needed to hit to be proficient in the categories, and just seeing the buy-in from the top down. There was no discord. It was everyone wanted to win. You had a principal who knew every student's score and knew where they needed to be. So I'm really excited for us to be partnering with a consulting firm that has a proven track record, because looking at this list of partnerships that that he listed in his magazine article, and it's all public information, it just shows where a great opportunity for growth, and making sure we as a board, we have to make sure that who we have over the staff and the students are doing what's best for the students at all times. And in looking at these scores, that's not happening. So when I look at the Freedom School come before us and to see the leader emotional, that's a good sign. That means she cares and she's committed. And to me, that's the bar that every partner or stakeholder that attaches themselves to Flint Schools, you need to be committed the same way, because our kids deserve that at all times. So I'm looking at this data, and I strongly urge my colleagues to look at this data, because it's the truth. And we're repurposing schools, but we have to invest in the staff and the students, or it'll just end up being nothing. So I just ask you all, we have to be totally committed to supporting the partners that's in the district, and also having the partners report out. Half of these partners, not that I should, but I have no idea what they're doing in the district. But there should be a time where they come before this board and report out where they are, what they have accomplished, what they have attempted, what barriers they have, because as a board, we may have to institute a policy so that we can create what they need. Because evidently there's a barrier, because these numbers are nothing to be pleased about. Thank you.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree a lot about what you said. So it's nice to hear us the last couple months, really the last year, but I think more so in the last 6 months, be really intentional about academic data when it comes to math and reading, enrollment, because I mean, enrollment's dismal. And we have a lot of work to do to bring our students where they need to be at when it comes to their math and reading. Our finances, you know, we've made a lot of improvements to reduce our top and then to just improve our efficiency, sell buildings, lease buildings, demolish buildings that have been a huge operational overhead. But I just want to reiterate what folks have said the last couple meetings. We have a lot of eyes on us. A lot of folks who are hoping to see us do well, but some folks who want to see us fall, specifically as we work to renovate schools, do the Central Whittier thing, work to ratify and finish our contract with our 3 unions, work with the state, partners, the community to really drive what we're trying to do for these kids. But just be cognizant of our words and what we say, because people watch us, they watch our social media, they watch how we say things, they watch our tone. Even today at the gym at 6:30 in the morning, I got stopped by someone asking about Pierce, which was positive. But again, on the opposite side, if we say something that's not factual, that's offensive, that's inflammatory, people in Lansing, really people in different states, but people in this community see that, but also folks with money see that. And the reason we're getting people to invest by the millions in our district, whether it be Teach for America, the state of Michigan, philanthropies, it's because we've been able to show stability and not dysfunction. And if we go and even give the hint of dysfunction or instability, that money may not be guaranteed. So I would encourage everyone on this stage to continue to work towards being a better role model on how we carry ourselves as elected officials. And those are my comments.
Anyone else?
I would just like to state that we have a student at Southwestern Academy, and she received, her name is, I hope I don't cobble up her name. Nazari Irby. And she will graduate from Southwestern this year, but she received an honorable award. She received from the Flint African American Sports Hall of Fame scholarship, a well-deserved honor and a testament of her hard work and dedication. And she came to us from Carmen Ainsworth High School, and I won't get into those details, but the Flint school accepted her, as a student, a scholar here in the Flint Community School, and she did strive and met her requirements. And she also have a 3.2 grade point average, and I will. Nazari Irby. So I want to put her name out there.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And congratulations.
Madam Chair, can I share?
uh,
I'm sorry. The mom called and that they'll be here at the next board meeting. They were going to try to make it tonight.
Trustee King.
While Ms. Booz is highlighting students, I want to highlight the other Southwestern Jaguar as well. I think her name, LaQuisha Chambers. Youth Solutions announced that LaQuisha Chambers was selected as the JMG Exemplary Youth of the Year for our region. She received a certificate and much more accolades, but I want to make sure in tandem, in the same spirit that you're recognizing one student, I want to recognize another student, LaQuisha Chambers,